December 5th, Friday recap. One trade, one break even. Finished the week down 2R. Monday lost 2R. Bad day. Tuesday didn't trade. I was on a plane, but paper traded for 5R. Wednesday didn't trade. Yesterday, Thursday took one break even, and then today took one break even. Today was so like extremely clean on the price action. My ideas were extremely clear. Um, I just got a break even on a trade that I like the entry on, and then it's like one or two trades that I wanted, but I didn't get a retrace to get filled on my limit. But I basically had levels marked. I was looking at the range of this daily wick because it was holding price continually, and it's what I wanted to see within this range. And then also this inversion volume imbalance right there on the weekly. But my actual idea for directional bias and trade ideas, we're coming off of the 15-minute chart with these liquidity pools. So when and also we had 9 a.m. news, which is 30 minutes into the open for me, so I was not going to trade until that had already happened. And so when I came on about 15 minutes before that, I saw that we had just ran over this big high of this range. So we have potential liquidity to be swept here, and I saw that we had also ran this internal low of this range earlier. So I was looking at this pre-market liquidity and then this potential liquidity. And then I just marked out every opposed, like every continual set of big liquidity on a 15-minute chart. So this 830 high and an 893 all the way up there. And the same thing on the downside. So my idea was simply, okay, we just ran these 755 highs on the open. I don't even need replay. Is this 755 going to be a sweep? And are we going to stay in this range? If it is, then on the 1 minute, I'll try to reprice best my ability. And if I can get involved in a short, I'll be short. If this is not going to sell off and this is not going to be a liquidity sweep, then I'm bullish into the next target. So when I got on, price was sitting right about here, just on its pullback. So we tried to sell off of this 755 high for a potential sweep. All it did was rebalance and retest that liquidity, that those old lows that were swept. All it did was hold these internal lows in my eyes and then start regaining everything. So I was becoming immediately suspicious of this thing being a liquidity sweep because its first attempt to sell off just rebalanced these big lows that were swept. But the 10 a.m. or the 9 a.m. was coming, so I was waiting for that. When this 9 a.m. hits, and at this current point, all we've done is we've failed to sell off of this 755 highs, rebalanced the old lows, pushed into a new high, tried to lose the new high, but if this is a failed liquidity sweep, then we should be able to make higher highs and higher lows, and we should be able to hold above this next high to continue pushing. We're struggling to sell off, we're holding it. 10 a.m. news comes, it runs this internal high, which could potentially lead to a big move lower. Potentially could lead to us trying to lose that 755 again and just kind of stay in this range. But this sweep on here has no follow through. It just ticks these lows, holds this daily level, and then gets back above the internal highs. To me, this was like a really clean moment in price action to be bullish because everything is leaning towards 755 not being a sweep and failing to get sold off right now. Because the first attempt holds up these old lows that were swept. And then coming into news, we can't get back above or we can't get back below this internal high. We even sweep that high and then can't go anywhere and buy up these internal lows. This is the first trade I tried to take. After that candle form right there, retest back on these highs with my stop underneath this internal sweep right here. This was unfortunate. I was really confident in this position, but this thing just filled orders up and did not retrace. Otherwise, probably would have got. I would have actually my 6 RTP consistent zero. Um, but yeah, from here we have the 830 is the next set of highs on the 15-minute chart, which is my next target if 755 is not selling off. So I basically was looking for ways to get involved in the continuations up there. And once we were above this thing, if this was going to still hold up, continue the same thing, continue trying to push into the next target. Um, I just really couldn't get any positions in here. Wasn't really rebalancing much, and I didn't like anything internally through the way I like to get in trades. Then we get over to 830, which could be a potential sweep. which if this thing is going to hold above and continue pushing into new highs, I'm still going to be bullish on all these potential liquidity sweeps failing to sell off and continuing to the next ones. But this thing got really suspicious when we came to rebalance this liquidity from above and we hold it really cleanly, like we're actually not going to sell off and push into a new high, but then we fail to push this high. Then we try it again and still fail to push the high. So after we've had two attempts to hold this liquidity from above and neither of them can push into the new high, when we come for the third time, I'm suspicious of this thing holding up and I'm inclined that we're going to lose it. So if we, on this third attempt, actually get back underneath 830, we can't buy at these internal lows, then I'm trying to short this thing to actually have a sweep of 830. So I was watching these internal lows, the level of these internal lows right here, and then 830 itself to see what we did. So this is the third attempt. I'm already noticing that the prior attempts to hold this up can't push this high. So this is weak. We try to hold it, just reject off this daily level. Then we close underneath and close underneath the internal lows, push up, hold them, and then push down. At this point, we're holding underneath everything in this candle. I'm not trying to get in yet. I want to see a little bit more, like I want a little bit more information. I look to the left and say, what is this candle, this one that just rejected off stalling on? It was stalling on the range of this wick. This wick was trying to hold us up as some support. So I said, okay, we're already holding underneath everything. This thing's trying to stall on this. What does this thing holding lead to do? And all it does is we push back up in this wick, hold everything again, and then break and lose that wick. Now I'm really confident that this thing's about to die underneath the 830 sweep. 830 is really getting swept. It tried to get held up, had two attempts to push into a continuation, failed both. Cleanly is holding underneath everything multiple times, losing the internal 1 minute support. Okay, I'm shorting the retest. I shorted about the quarterly level of the range of that wick because the close was shallow. I thought there was definitely room to retrace to this upper part, and I put my stop above this last, what I believe to be the safe stop, the last test of everything up here. Kind of a big stop, but yeah, I got break even. This thing wanted to try to buy at this little internal low and then come take me out break even, which was kind of annoying because I was really thinking this thing was gonna die. And then it just rebalanced to 803 random highs and then died. So I was trying to get shorts again in here again. I was still confident actually that I was gonna be able to get a position when my whole idea is still in line. I got taken out break even because this wanted to buy up an internal low. If this internal low getting bought up still just rejects off this higher time frame liquidity 830 and internally I can get something, I'm trying to still short this thing back into these lows and really beyond because in my opinion this low getting bought up is just a pullback because it can't get back above the higher time frame idea. So this thing started falling like crazy. I tried to take a retest back of this wick. Once we sweep this internal thing, it just holds the higher time frame idea, and then we crush back underneath it. I tried to take a retest of this wick that was holding as support on a break and retest entry with my stop loss above this last candle inside this fair value gap, with the idea of this fair value gap staying open on this thing aggressively falling. So I was trying to get filled on this candle. It just didn't fill. And yeah, that was my last idea. Just playing this 803 or this 830 sweep. And yeah, so three trade ideas, one break even, two no fills. I like all of them. I think all of them were good reads. Um, I stand by the break even. I don't think I had pushed enough. Well, I know I had. I don't like to trail unless I'm at least 2R in profit, and this was like 1.7R. But overall, I think it was a good read on the day. It's just it feels like there's some like divine blockage on me. Like I don't know. It just feels like I'm just so close, so close, so close, so close continually. I don't know. It's a weird feeling, and it feels like this journey's just been dragged on for so long. Like, can I just finally really break through? I don't know how far I am, but I'm literally doing everything I can. And I feel like I'm improving literally daily and weekly. But it just feels like there's some blockage on me to really break through. So I just gotta stick it out. But yeah, I like to read. Literally playing is 755 this high a liquidity sweep or not? Is 830 a liquidity sweep or not? I was able to play ideas on both, or at least attempt to. Some of them no fill. One of them got filled. A tragic break even, but that's the day.